and...
Really?
Firth.
What's birth?
Firth, last, and always.
Oh, that's bad. What's a fur?
I have not seen through alien grief and mirth, and never shall one room contain me quite, who in so many rooms first saw the light child of all mothers, native of the earth. So is no warmth for me at any fire. Today, when the world's fires burn so low, I kneel, spending my breath in vain desire at that cold hearth which one time roared so strong, and straightened back in weariness, and long to gather up my little gods and go.
That was real good.
That's the
That
end?
was real good.
Yeah.
You ought to join the drama department.
What is that anyway?
There's a book of poems old man Crenshaw gave to his wife.
Old what?
Old man Crenshaw.
Who?
Old
Why?
man
It's an old man
Crenshaw.
Crenshaw.
Old man Crenshaw was the last man, well, he and his wife, the last two to live in this house before it was deserted.
Oh.
Yeah, just the two of them in this big old place, isn't that something? I get scared. Yeah, well, you know what he finally did? He had the east wing all boarded off from the west wing, had all the guest rooms closed up practically. He had even the garages closed off. You know, practically shut the place up, had the basements closed. And he didn't want to do it. You know, he wanted to open the place up back for business, but Mrs. Crenshaw didn't see it that way.
How come?
She didn't see it, well, she was beautiful. She was long blonde hair. Used to wear it in curls up on top of her head. One thing about her, though, she was serious. She was a very serious lady, man. I bet she aged him 15 years just the 3 years they were married. Anyway, what I was saying was he had the whole place boarded up practically, except for this one main wing here, and left a couple of the guest rooms open, and expecting people were going to come and visit him, I guess, but nobody ever came to visit him. They were all alone most of the time, except for the servants they had. And went on like that for about a year and a half. And old man Crenshaw, finally, he decided he was going to go see his brother-in-law in South Carolina. So he told the maids they could take off the weekend, and told Mrs. Crenshaw to do whatever she wanted. She didn't like to travel either. So he just told her to stay here and do whatever she wanted, enjoy herself. He was going to go see his brother-in-law. She said, okay. So he took off for South Carolina and left her here and by herself. And she just kind of slept most of the day, moped around the house, did whatever Mrs. Crenshaw did by herself. She always did it by herself, always, everything by herself. He went down to the wine cellar, which is one of the few places in the basement that he didn't board up. I guess being away from the old man finally got to her. I guess she went down there for a bottle of wine, but she was on her way back up the stairs and back up to the main floor. And she's walking upstairs, and she's about a fourth of the way up, I guess. And she took a step, and she noticed that when she took his step, the door closed a little bit. But she didn't think anything of it. She thought it was a draft, I guess. Thought it was a wind, so took another step and closed a little bit more. Still didn't think anything of it. Took another step and it closed a little bit more. And 3 out of 3 was just too coincidental. And when Mrs. Crenshaw, she may have been a rather conservative woman for her age, but she was also practical and logical. That is to say, whenever Mr. Crenshaw wasn't around, she always carried with her a lady's revolver, like, you know, a little pistol. And so she pulled it out that time, you know, just for protection. And she took another step. And the door closed a little bit more. And she was getting scared. And she took one more step. And the door closed a little bit more. And this time it was dark at the top of the stairs. And she couldn't tell whether there was somebody on the outside pulling it close or somebody on the inside pushing it close. So she tried to call out. She tried to shout. Who's there? Who's there? She didn't hear anything. Then she was scared. And she was afraid to make a noise. She was afraid to hear her own voice. So she pulled out that little gun and she fired. Laid every one of them bullets right in the middle of that door. And the force from that bullets knocked the door open. And there was gun smoke hanging around at the top of the stairs, and there was light from the main room. She started to walk back up the stairs. And this time the door didn't close slowly. Slammed shut. Slammed shut. Well, anyway, next day, Mr. Crenshaw comes back, maids come back. He asked them how things were. They say fine. They asked them how he enjoyed his trip, and he said fine. And he goes into the kitchen to make him a sandwich, I guess, and he walks by the cellar door, and he notices these little holes in the door. He goes over and opens it up. And there's Mrs. Crenshaw standing at the bottom of the stairs, just like she was with the gun sticking out. And he called to her, said, Abigail? And she didn't answer. And he called to her again, and that's when he noticed that her hair was solid white. He called to her again, said, Abigail? She didn't answer. She was dead.
Oh.
What the?
In the name of God, did you pick that one up?
And now we return to Spook.
Okay, you guys. It's all over. Come on out, wherever you are. Come on. Doesn't work. You can't do that to me. I'm not that stupid.
Hey! What? Who are you? Are you Richard? You what? Are you Richard? You're not Richard. Are you Richard? Are you down? Okay, you're down. Okay. Wait a minute. Over here. Okay, let me get you down. Let me get these ropes off you. Okay. Have you seen Beverly? Beverly? I'll try to... I'm going to get you untied in a minute. Let me see your... Have you seen Beverly? I was going to... Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me get this off you. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Have you seen Beverly? Wait. Who are you? I'm Trumbull. Who are you? Call me Trumbull. Trumbull. What are you talking about Beverly? Where is she? I was with Beverly. I came in and... Well, where is she? She lost? I don't know. I haven't seen her. I got hit in the head and... This dude, this big dude. What dude? This huge dude, but it's all down there. Let me tired. You know what I was going to be talking about him over there? And he talked me over there and he... Who's trying to have him? Wait a minute. Who hurt you up? I know. Wait a minute. Okay. I gotta get these undone. Let me out. Get these undone. Untie him. Damn knife. Wait. I don't have a knife. Well, I don't need it. Goddamn knife. I don't have a knife. Yeah, I know. Oh, tie it. Oh, my God. Where's Richard? Tell me where Richard is. You know Richard. No. He's the guy that brought us here. He knows everything about this house. Where is he? Okay, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Give me that. I'm gonna go get the others. What? I'm gonna go get the others. Where you going?
He ain't moving. He ain't moving. He's just looking. I'm gonna go get the
Richard!
others. You just stay right there with that knife.
Come here.
Keep that knife on.
Where you going?
I'm going over there. Richard, he's watching you now. See, he's watching you.
Richard? Where you... Richard! Let's get the hell out of here! Get out
The long-abandoned resort of Half Moon Manor was brought to life for a few hours this morning as agents from the SBI busted an illegal still and its owner. Authorities say that 63-year-old Johnny Moccasin, charged with illegal distillation of alcoholic beverages, as well as trespassing, disturbing the peace, and assault. Other puzzling evidence was discovered near the still itself. Among them was a pistol loaded with blanks, cartridges, and discharged blanks, cartridges, and a large trick knife and a bewildered garden snake. Moccasin was apprehended at 11:30 as he attempted to push a police car over on its side several hundred yards from the house. Moccasin was persuaded at gunpoint to lower the vehicle and submit to handcuffs. The 3 officers inside the car were uninjured.